والصلاة على من كان نبيا وآدم بين الماء والطين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وَلَقَدْ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ بِبَدْرٍ وَأَنْتُمْ أَذِلَّةٌ فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. آمنت بالله صدق الله مولانا العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاكرين والشاهدين والحمد لله رب العالمين. ببركة إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. درود شريف اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا وشفينا ومولانا محمد عبدك ورسولك ونبيك وصل على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات. Each and every one of you join in. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya sayyidi ya Rasulallah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya sayyidi ya Habiballah. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya sayyidi ya Rasulallah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya sayyidi ya rahmatan lil alameen. One more time, koi zaban khamosh na rahe. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya sayyidi Ya Rasulallah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya sayyidi ya khataman nabiyyin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. After praising Allah Almighty Jalla wa Ala, Malik-e Kainat, Khalik-e Kul, Badi'us Samawati wal Ard, and sending infinite peace and salutations, Durood and salawat upon the best of creation, the light of humanity, the purpose of our existence, Sayyidul Awwaleen wal Akhirin, Imamul Anbiya wal Mursaleen, Huzur Jane Jana, Tajdar Madina, Rasul Akram sallallahu ta'ala alayka wa sallam. Most honorable and respectable ulama ikram, bilkhusus Imam al-Khatib Masjid Hadha Hazrat Allama Maulana Aftab Sahib Damat Barakatumul Aliyya wal Qudsiyya, और Muhtaram Hazrat Allama Qibla Shah Sahib Damat Barakatumul Aliyya wal Qudsiyya, honorable and respectable elders, brothers in Islam, sisters who may be listening at home via the radio or watching the live stream on My Deen and Dunya YouTube channel, and my lovable youngsters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Just before I begin, I want to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the A'imma Hazrat of this masjid, Intizamiya of this masjid, here in Batli Jamia Masjid Muhammadiyya Ghawsiyya, or bil khusus my dear beloved brother Tawheed Bhai, who spearheads and pioneers the organization Al-Wadud Academy, for once again inviting me here to speak before yourselves. It's good to see so many familiar faces, though from a slightly higher position and distance to what I'm accustomed to. मैं पूछा ऐसी कोई टेबल चाहे रखो मेरे वास्ते, क्यों पेपर थोड़े ज़्यादा हो जाए तो किताबां ही दो त्रै नाल होंदियां न, ताने अज इमाम साहब मिंबर पर बैसो मैं है खैर होवे, ठीक है. So alhamdulillah the member is very comfortable. Yes, ये ना होवे बोलना बोलना मैं सी जा, हाँ तो तुसा की नाल सवाली हो रहा, हाँ, सो बाकायदा टाइम भी थोड़ा है और मौजू भी काफ़ी तवील है. द बैटल ऑफ बदर, जंग बदर. And just before I get into the discussion, I want to pose a question to each and every one of you, those who are mawjood and present in the masjid, and those who are listening or will listen to this bayan afterwards. Ask yourselves this question. How much do we know about the Battle of Badr? I'll give you a few seconds to reflect. कितना जानने हैं खास तौर इस मौजू के हवाले पर. Yes, जंग बदर, the battle of Badr. How much do we know? And if you're thinking to yourself, and if you're being honest with yourselves, and you come to this understanding and conclusion that you don't know much, then hopefully by the end of this bayan, inshallah azza wa jal, you will know more than what you don't know at this moment in time. Say inshallah. ये मकसद होना बहने ना, ठीक है, और कोई मकसद नहीं. Ultimately for the pleasure of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but to attain that pleasure of Allah and His Rasul, you need knowledge. And I've mentioned this many times before. Knowledge is the key. And today, unfortunately, we lack this knowledge, basic knowledge about our deen. मैं एक आम गल करना, किसी बंदे पर मैं criticize ना करना. Yes, ना मैं किसी बंदे पर उंगली उठाना मा, ना मैं किसी बंदे ने इस तरीके ना तौहीन, nothing. Yes, just to put things into perspective. पर मैं बुजुर्ग होवन, नौजवान होवन, बच्चे होवन, elders, youngsters, brothers, sisters, across the board, this is a general concern that we as ulama have, that our public, our people, our Muslim brothers and sisters unfortunately lack the basic knowledge of the essentials of the deen. Yes. So this is the purpose of being here. And mashallah, the weekly lecture series in this month of Ramadan, this is the second year that Al-Wadud Academy, alhamdulillah, have arranged these lectures. And I make sincere dua that this silsila continues inshallah. Say Ameen. Banda koshish hi kari sakna na. Even if you learn one new thing, it's better than knowing nothing at the beginning. So tawajjuh se suno inshallah. Or baqaida, something that I came across, that when it comes to the life and the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, sare bolo, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the practice of the Salafus Salihin, खास तौर में नाम पर या इमाम ज़ैनुल आबिदीन रज़ियल्लाहु ta'ala anhu, the only male survivor of Karbala. It was their noble practice and the practice of the pious predecessors that when they would teach their children, when they would educate and nurture their awlad, they would teach them from the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ regarding the battles of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, regarding the battles that the Prophet ﷺ participated in. And the battles that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam participated in are known or can be categorized into two types. You'll be familiar with these terms. One is known as a ghazwa. क्या? बोलो ना यार, तुसा भी रोज़ा रखा, मैं भी रोज़ा रखा, ही नहीं मतलब चुप चुप बैठे रह सो तो मैं काम करा, नाल नाल मेरा साथ दियो ना, तकरार विच इस तरीके नाल इल्म हासिल कर सो, जिला गर्दान याद करने या ना, वो ये वक्त ऐसी अजय याद करने या, कुछ याद अच्छने, हाँ, वो तकरार, and through तकरार यानी repetition, this is one of the ways of attaining knowledge. इल्म इसला बंदा हासिल करना ना, So repeat after me. The first type is called a Ghazwa. What's it called? Ghazwa. Yes. A Ghazwa is that battle in which the Prophet ﷺ himself participated in the fighting. He was either commander-in-chief or he physically was mawjood, he was present in that particular battle. That battle is known as a Ghazwa. And the other type of battle is known as a Sariyah. What's it known as? With an S. Sariyah. Yes. That the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam was not mawjood and present. He was not mawjood and present. And here they mention, and they quote Al-Mawahibul Ladunniya, that in terms of Ghazawat, plural here, in terms of Ghazawat, 27 battles Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam actually was mawjood and present in himself. How many? Historical facts and figures, there can be ikhtilaf upon. Some ulama will have one opinion, others will have another opinion. Like in here they do mansoob to Imam Shihabuddin Al-Qastalani rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh, Sahib Mawahibul Ladunniya. 27 ghazwas. Though they then do mention here, 21 is another number and figure which is mentioned, 24, 25, 26. Yes. Then they quote here Imam Bukhari, Muhammad bin Ismail al-Bukhari rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh, who narrates from a Sahabi by the name of Zayd bin Arqam. Zayd bin Arqam radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that the actual number of ghazawat were 19. How many? 19. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam actually took part in the physically took part in the fighting in 9 of them, 19. And then they list them as well. The first which we're going to discuss is the battle of Badr. Like this, the battle of Uhud, the battle of Ahzab, the battle of Banu Qurayza, the battle of Banu Mustalaq, the battle of Khaybar, where Sayyidina Ali Murtaza radiyallahu ta'ala anhu forged his legacy by lifting that door that 40 men couldn't lift. Like this, number 7, Fateh Makkah, the conquest of Makkah, which also took place in this month of Ramadan, on the 20th of Ramadan, in the 8th year after Hijrah. Like this, the battle of Hunain, and like this, the battle of Taif. Kitne ho again? 9. Imam Bukhari here, quoting from Sahabi Rasul, Sayyidina Zayd bin Arqam radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And in terms of Sariyahs, again differing numbers. Some say 47, others say 66. Yes. This is why we come to the understanding and conclusion, Allahu wa Rasuluhu a'lam bis sawab. Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam know best. Yes. But we should understand and appreciate the difference between the two. That the first one is known as, bolo ya naraz na karo, please, naraz na karo. First one is called Ghazwa. Otherwise, what's going to happen? Before you hit the Dastar Khan for iftari, you're going to forget everything. Hakikatan, before you touch the Dastar Khan, before you reach the Dastar Khan, before you hit the Dastar Khan, hitting ka murad hai, physically you're going to hit it. Yes. But before you reach the Dastar Khan, you're going to forget everything I'm going to say. If you don't repeat after me, मैं सुबहानल्लाह ना चाहना ना मैं इस तरीके नाल आना नारे मेरे वास्ते लाओ नहीं, सिर्फ तकरार थोड़ी हो है. So the main thing from this opening discussion is what? 2 things I've mentioned after Tamhidi Guftagu. Number 1 was what? Number 1 was what? Number 1 was that Imam Zainul Abidin radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, first key point, concluding the introduction. Yes, first key point. That as Muslims it is important we study and learn our history. And this was the aada of the Salafus Salihin. The Salafus Salihin, the pious predecessors, khas or Imam Zainul Abidin radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that they would nurture and they would educate and they would teach their children regarding the battles of Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That was my first point. Yes. Meaning, if you've not understood the ishara, you as parents also have this responsibility. ये इमाम साहब की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं सिर्फ, जब मौलाना साहब बारू बुलाओ तो मौलाना साहब तकरीर कर सकते सारा कुछ हासिल कर सकते नहीं, ये वालिदैन की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. Parents have this zimmedari, this responsibility. Sit down with your children. Purchase books of Seerah. This is a very good book here, translated from Urdu into English. Asami English bolne ya parne ya jo kuch hai. To sabhi is tarike naam lihi gano. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet of Islam, by Allama Abdul Mustafa Azmi rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. Very good book of Seerah, and towards the end Shama'il of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. Many youngsters are sat here. This is a book of Seerah that you should have in your homes. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet of Islam, by Hazrat Allama Maulana Abdul Mustafa Azmi rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. ठीक है ना? So walidain should sit with their children once a week at least. Adda ganta, pona ganta, ganta ho gaya. Sit with your children, call your nephews and nieces, your grandchildren, and read to them. आप खुद इस तरीके ना कुछ सीख सो, उन्ना की भी कुछ ना कुछ सिखा सो. मेरी बात समझ नहीं हो ना? खैर हो गए, सारे परेशान नजर आ रहे हो. रोजा तो नहीं चली गया? इस तरीके ना ये आपकी जिम्मेदारी है. अद्दिबू औलादकुम अला सलासी खिसालिन हुब्ब नबिय्यकुम व हुब्ब अहली बैतिही व तिलावतल कुरान. Or kama qala alayhi salatu wassalam, the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, nurture your children in three things. ये बार बार हदीस शरीफ ऐसा सुनने रहने या बयान करने रहने या. Nurture your children in three things. अद्दिबू फिल अमर का सीगा, बाब तफईल मुबालगत के साथ. Nurture your children. ये कुछ किसकी जिम्मेदारी है? ये कंजुल उम्माल शरीफ की भी रिवायत है और गालिबन कुतुब सित्ता में है, कुतुब सित्ता में है. That is तरीके नाल नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम here is advising parents. ऐसा क्या करने या 4 बजे 4:30 बजे 5 बजे मदरसे लाई जोने ना पीछे तकने क्या हो रहा ना आगे तकने क्या हो रहा. तो बस जी इमाम साहब नी रिस्पांसिबिलिटी है, मौलाना साहब नी रिस्पांसिबिलिटी नहीं. ये आपकी रिस्पांसिबिलिटी है. Who is saying that? I'm not saying this. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying this. Addibu awladakum ala thalathi khisalin. That nurture your children in three things. Number one, nurture your children in the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Kya? Nurture your children in the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Muhabbat Rasul. Hubbun Nabi sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. Ishq Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you can only love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam if you know him. To know him is to love him. To know him is to love him. How can we claim to love him if we don't know anything about him? If we ask our youngsters, our own children today, tell us about the latest movies or istrikinal pop stars, movie stars. Tell me something about Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. And our youngsters will sit there, adda ganta, pura bayan kari yourself. Like when it comes to the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, unfortunately, going back to my very first point, we as a community, we are falling short of what's required. We are falling short of our threshold. And very rarely do we actually discuss the life of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam. This is the aada of the Salafus Salihin. Imam Zain al-Abidin would nurture their children. How? Khas tor these aspects of the seerah, where the battles of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they would discuss with their children. And then they would discuss who's their son? Many sons, many daughters. But the mashhur one is who? Imam Muhammad Baqir rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. And their son was who? Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. And their son was who? Imam Musa Kazim rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. इस तरीके नाल सिलसिला चलना ना फिर. ये आपकी जिम्मेदारी है. Nurture your children in the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And nurture your children in the love of the Ahlul Bayt Athhar. तेरी नस्ल पाक में है बच्चा बच्चा नूर का, तू है आईने नूर, तेरा सब घराना नूर का. मोहब्बत रसूल, love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam also comes from love for his family as well. आजकल जे लोग आने जी अहले बैत ना जिक्र करो जी, शिया होएंगे जी, राफजी होएंगे, उस तरफ चले गए जी, उस तरफ मुबालगत होएगी है जी. क्यों? Loving the Ahlul Bayt and loving the घराना of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ये ainul ईमान है. क्या? ये ainul ईमान है. असल ईमान ये है. ये राफजी अकीदा तो नहीं, ये सुन्नी का अकीदा है. Rafzi Hazrat kya karne? Yes, they have this ghulu and they have this baqaida mubalagat in the love for the Ahlul Bayt, but unfortunately they insult and they curse the Sahaba Ikram. That's not what we do. We don't insult and curse the Sahaba. Ashabi kan nujum. Each and every Sahabi is like the stars. Whichever one of them follow, you shall be guided. So we love the Sahaba just as we love the Ahlul Bayt. And why do we love the Sahaba? And why do we love the Ahlul Bayt? Because of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Gal sarkar di hai na. Gal sari sarkar di hai. Everything is about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We love the Ahlul Bayt, the family of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we love the Sahaba ikram, Ashabi, kan nujum, we love all of them. Why? Because of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And like this, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, nurture your children in the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, nurture your children in the Ahlul Bayt, and nurture your children in the tilawat of the Quran. और मैं अक्सर ये practical advice देना होना ना, शायद इसी मस्जिद विच हुए बयान करने रहने हैं, that before your son, before your daughter goes to school in the morning, sit with them. 5 minute ही लगने, ज़्यादा तो ज़्यादा 10 minute लगने. And you yourself, and you get your children to read Surah Yasin Sharif before they go to school. And before your children go to sleep at night, you yourself sit with them, their mother sits with them, and you read Suratul Mulk before they go to sleep. जे आपने कार विच सुकून ते बरकत ना होवे, तुम्हारा ना इस तरीके नाल बदलाएगा नो. बरकत ते सुकून इस तरह ही पैनियां जनाब. तो जी आहो जी बस जी, बस सुकून कौन जी, बरकत कौन जी, इमाम साहब कोई दुआ मांगो, पीर साहब कोई चामा पाओ, पीर साहब कोई तावीज़ लिखो, वो कितना कुछ कर सन, आपको खुद ना मेहनत करने. Unfortunately, असल लोगों में आजकल इस तरीके ना बेरा पार मेंटालिटी होगी ना, बेरा पार समझ ना, बोलो तो ऐसी, मैं शक है मैं पूछ ज्यादा तुझे परेशान करी हो रहा है, हाँ, समझ रहे हो ना, हाँ, बस जी, पीर साहब की नजराना दी और एक बारी महीने विच मिलाद 11वीं शरीफ ने प्रोग्राम में शामिल हो जाओ, एक बारी साल विच मिलाद शरीफ ने प्रोग्राम में शामिल हो जाओ, तो बस जी असली सुन्नियत कायम हो दायम है जी क़यामत तक, बस जो कुछ ही है. ये बेरा पार मेंटालिटी नहीं, असल बेरा डुबा है. And this mentality is unfortunately affecting our youngsters today as well. Knowledge is the key. Knowledge is power. So let's come to the actual discussion. मैं यूं थोड़ा गर्म हो गया ना. Let's come to the actual discussion. The Battle of Badr. Yes, the first point I've elaborated on, and the second point were in regards to Ghazwat and Sariyah. Yes, so the Battle of Badr, how much do we know? How much do we know? Let me tell you that this battle took place in this month of Ramadan, in the second year after Hijrah. In the second year after, so tell me, in the second year after Hijrah, Maulvi Sahab na bolan. In the second year after Hijrah, how old was the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Darna nahi, my bark is worse than my bite. बोला ना कोई जी, यानी अपनी ज़बान विच भी आही सकने आ, मेरी पटवारी भी ये जी है, गोल मोल ही है. यानी नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने उम्र मुबारक कितनी सी, समझ रहे हो ना? How old was the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? मेरी इंग्लिश भी इतनी हाई लेवल भी नहीं ना जी, कोई तो बोला है ना. Second year after Hijrah, when the Battle of Badr took place. जी, young man, तेरी सख्ती, you're a student of this madrasa? No? चलो तो फिर तेरी सख्ती. How old was the Prophet ﷺ when the Battle of Badr took place? Can you understand what I'm asking? You understand this? You speak English? Good, good. So tell me, how old? I'm not picking on you. Maulvi Basi, Mari Besti Kittiya nahi, koi Besti Shesti nahi. Bas Siddha, Ladri, I don't know. Ji, somebody from the middle. तो my point पूरा ही गया ना फिर. तुम्हारे 10 पॉइंट भी बची गए, मैं 10 पॉइंट भी देना सा, इनाम देना सा, जिरा कोई राइट करा है, तू सही करी और सो. हाँ जी, बिस्मिल्लाह. फैजान 55 कुमिया, माशाल्लाह. नारे तकबीर, नारे रिसालत. You didn't Google it, did you? Are you sure? पहले भाई तुसा तकिया सी मौलवी 10 पॉइंट देना है. Well done, Faizan. Mashallah. Very good. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was how old? 55 years old. Sare bolo. Meaning Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam migrated from the city of his birth, Al-Makkatul Mukarramah, to the city of Al-Madinatul Munawwarah at the age of 53. When Hijrat happened, when migration took place, that's when the new Islamic calendar began. First year after Hijrah, second year after Hijrah, third year after Hijrah. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam stayed alive, yani Zahri Tor. Physically, he stayed alive for up until the 11th year after Hijrah. This is now which year? Second year after Hijrah. Which year? Bolo bolo. Which year? Second year after Hijrah. Kera meena si? Isi mahina. Ramadan ka mahina. The date keri si? Did I tell you the date? 17 tarik. Kya date si? 17th of Ramadan. Jume ka din si. Friday, the 17th of Ramadan in the second year after Hijrah. And how old was the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Bolo bolo. How old? 55 years old. On iman ke saath jawab dena. How many of you actually just knew this one statement? That the battle of Badr, put your hands up if you knew it. That the battle of Badr took place. Yes, the first significant battle in the history of Islam. This battle of Badr took place on Friday, the 17th of Ramadan, in the second year after Hijrah, when the Prophet ﷺ was how old? How many of you knew this? Put your hands up. Apart from you, tu te ustad aadmi ho gaya na? Huh? Bas. Again, I'm not here to put anyone down. I'm not here to put any, wallahi, you should know my mazaj and aadat by now. Lekin socho, jo itna kuch bhi na janne to fir agya kya hosi? Thoda kuch to hona chahiye na. Bahral. Thoda main daantya hun. Is tarike na agya gal tolne. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, again, I'm not going to go into the reason for why the battle took place. Itna hi samjho that Abu Sufyan, he took a caravan from Makkah al-Mukarramah towards Damascus for the annual fair. And on the way back, this caravan was intercepted by some of the Sahaba on the orders of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam. Quraysh Makkah, Ahlul Makkah, Mushrikeen Makkah, they became aware of this, that their caravan with all their goods, 50,000 dinars, gold coins, and many other provisions and goods had been hijacked by the Muslims. So what did they do? Mushrikeen Makkah, they amassed an army. And how many were in their army? 1,000. How many? 1,000 soldiers Baqaida. 700 camels. How many camels? 700. And most of these soldiers, most of them, they were fully armored and equipped. They had swords, they had spears. And ultimately they were far more superior than the Muslims in terms of their military prowess. When news reached the Prophet ﷺ that Mushrikeen Makkah led by Abu Jahl, who Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam referred to as the Pharaoh of this ummah, Abu Jahl, Utbah, Shayba, Umayyah bin Khalaf, these were the main leaders of the Mushrikeen Makkah, the Quraysh Makkah. When Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam heard of this news, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did ilan that the non-Muslims, the disbelievers, they have amassed an army and they are going to meet us at Badr. How many of you are willing to fight? Mafhoom. How many of you are willing to? Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, afdalul bashar ba'da al-anbiya bit-tahqiq, yare ghar, yare mazar. Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq stood up and said, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Habiballah, we are ready. Hukam diyo, give the order. We will not abandon you. We will stand shoulder to shoulder with you. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, Oh Abu Bakr, sit down. Sayyidina Umar Farooq stood up. Sayyidina Umar Farooq again, from amongst the Muhajirun, those who had migrated from Makkah al-Mukarramah to Madinatul Munawwara. Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Habiballah, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, we are ready to fight alongside you. We will stand shoulder to shoulder with you. We will not abandon you. We will not forsake you. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said to Sayyidina Umar Farooq, sit down. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam didn't want to hear from the Muhajirun about their desire and willingness to fight against the Mushrikeen in Makkah. Muhajirun were who? Muhajirun were who? Those who migrated from Makkatul Mukarramah to Madinatul Munawwarah. They already made huge sacrifices. They already had made huge sacrifices. Left their properties, left their families, left their mal and dawlat, everything behind in Makkatul Mukarramah. They had already made huge sacrifices. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam knew. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam knew that their loyalty was not in question. That their commitment to the cause was not in question. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam wanted to hear from the Ansar. And who are the Ansar? Bolo na yaar. Ansara. तू भी सोच रहा है मैं आतब पर कर हमारे 10 पौंड मिल सम एक 10 एक ही होने न लेकिन you're right. Yes. इस तरीके नाल the Ansar, the helpers of Madinatul Munawwarah. Yes. Those who welcomed the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam. और ये सही मुस्लिम शरीफ की रिवायत. Yes. सही मुस्लिम शरीफ की रिवायत हदीस नंबर 1779. जदीद दौर है आज का सारा कुछ स्मार्टफोन पर मिली जाना. Here Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam wanted to hear from the Ansar about whether they were committed to the cause and whether they were going to stand shoulder to shoulder with Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam. From amongst them, Sayyidina Sa'ad, the son of Ubadah, stood up. Kya naam tha? Sa'ad bin Ubadah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. He stood up. فَقَالَ إِيَّانَا تُرِيدُ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ صَلَى اللَّهِ وسلم. That, O Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I know what it is that you intend to hear from us. We know what it is that you want to hear from us. وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ لَوْ أَمَرْتَنَا. That, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Habib Allah, by the one in whose hand my life is, we just await your order. We just await your orders. You give us the hukam. You give us the orders. We will not hesitate. We will also fight against your enemies as well. Meaning your enemies are our enemies. And we will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, Ya Rasulullah. Your commitment to the cause is our commitment to the cause. We will not abandon you. We will not forsake you. Yes. इसी तरीके नाल मंसूब to another sahabi, Ya Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, Sayyidina Sa'ad bin Mu'az radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Bukhari Sharif ke alfaz, that Ya Rasulullah, Ya Habib Allah, we are not like Qawm Musa. We are not like, bolo na, we are not like Qawm Musa. The Qawm Musa said to Musa alayhi salam that you and your Lord go fight against the enemy. We are not like Qawm Musa. If you want, we will ride our horses into the sea and ocean. Ya Rasulullah, we are committed to your cause. Your cause is our cause. Our commitment is there. And that's exactly what the Prophet ﷺ wanted to hear. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam amassed the army of Sahaba Ikram, Mujahideen. 305 in total. How many? Bola bola. How many? 305. How many? 305. 305 Mujahideen. Fighters. What? वैसे तो मशहूर है 313. क्या? 313 is the famous number. And after we see these posters and these social media posts, 1,000 versus 313. Good versus evil. The first battle in the history of Islam. But asal ye hai, again maybe something new that you're hearing for the first time. The 313 didn't actually participate in the fighting. The actual number of fighters, Sahaba, Mujahideen, were how many? 305. So 313 number kithu aaya. And why is that number usually the one that we quote? Let it be known that the number 313 is accurate. Because 313 refers to those Sahaba who are known as Badri Sahaba. Ashab Badr. 8 of them didn't actually participate in the fighting, but they still received the spoils of war. Jiski ahnen male ghanimat. Kya ahnen? Male ghanimat. The spoils of war, the war booty. Like the famous example of Sayyidina Uthman Ghani radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Sayyidina Uthman did not participate in the fighting of, in the battle of Badr. Why? Ji? Sayyidina Uthman Ghani, why didn't he participate in the fighting? Somebody should know. Ye bhi seerat nigal hai. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's daughter was in the hand of marriage of Sayyidina Uthman. Unka naam kya tha? Ruqayya. Zindabad. Aji sahab zindabad. ठीक है? आज जीरो की 10 देने पैसे क्यों आसन निकियां की दी और ये तो बरियां की नहीं दी मारे 10वीं मशा के मुकने नहीं थे आजी साहब मारे तरफ आजी साहब आए नहीं आने चलो तू ही निक्का रखीगा ना जिंदाबाद है नहीं 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 बस मारे तरफू तो सने तरफू हाँ एक ही तरफू है हाँ उन 10 ही रहने नो ये भी देने पैसे एंड पर ही हाँ सारे मुस्कुराने हो डोंट वरी अपने अपने नसीब होने हैं बहरहाल केरी गल हुई सी सैयदना उस्मान दे ज़ौजा मोहतरमा इज कॉल्ड सईदा रुकैया हाँ तो ये वैसे साइड पॉइंट बट्टी साहब दिस इज द पॉइंट ऑफ कमिंग टू द मस्जिद जो कार भी तो यूट्यूब पर तक हो पैसे भी नहीं मिलने हाँ अच्छो तो कहते मौलवी भी दी उन्हें हाँ बहरहाल हाँ सईदा रुकैया रदी अल्लाह तआला वो बीमार सन ना they stayed in Madinatul Munawwara and who looked after them Sayyidina Uthman Ghani meaning Sayyidina Uthman didn't participate in the fighting मेरी बात समझ रहे हो ना they stayed in Madinatul Munawwara Badr Sharif is where Badr Sharif is 80 miles north of Madinatul Munawwara हाँ जो कदा सफर गए हो ना उमरा शरीफ हज शरीफ हज पर गए हो उमरे पर गए हो कदा if your coach driver is a good coach driver when you're traveling from Makkah Sharif to Medina Sharif they'll take you to Badr Sharif ये गल है ना Who's been to Badr Sharif? हाँ माशाल्लाह आप खुद 2 बारी मैं भी 3 बारी गया अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ठीक है सादात ना जल जाने होने हैं ना पीर सैयद मुनव्वर शाह साहब और पीर सैयद सज्जाद शाह साहब बुखारी ब्लैकबर्न वाले वो हमेशा खड़ने होने ठीक है उस तरफ ही अपना सफर करने when we go to Madinatul Munawwara they pass through Badr Sharif and I've seen with my own eyes the plains of Badr alhamdulillah and seeing is believing believing make that journey उठा कोई इस तरीके नाल अजा तक कोई रुकावट नहीं कोई पता नहीं आज्ञा क्या कर सन उन्होंने हुकूमत भी यजी है बहरहाल गल हो रही सी how many Sahaba fought in the battle जी 305 300 and so where do we get the number 313 from the extra 8 are who those who received the spoils of the mali ghanimat the war booty गल समझ रहे हो ना मसला समझ रहे हो ना so if you receive the spoils of war if you receive the war booty then you are also then a part of that particular battle so Sayyidina Uthman and Sayyidina Ruqayya left this dunya a day or 2 days after the battle of Badr गल समझ रहे हो ना so Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave them a share of the spoils of war Sayyidina Uthman and 7 other Sahaba ikram Bahral 305 companions 305 companions left Madinatul Munawwara and made their way towards Badr Sharif. Yes. 80 miles from Al-Madinatul Munawwara. किस महीने विच? इसी महीने विच. और ये भी मसला अपने ज़हन विच होना चाहिए. Then when was fasting made obligatory upon the Muslims? जी? When did Allah command the Muslims to fast? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyamu kama kutiba alal ladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. Faman shahida minkum ash-shahra falyasumhu. When was these orders given? Which year? नहीं इसी साल विच. ये भी अपने ज़हन विच रखना है. That fasting and zakat, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, all 4 of these things, and Sadaqatul Fitr, 5 things. All 5 of these things were made obligatory upon the Muslims, upon the Sahaba, from that day till today, up until the day of judgment, in the 2nd year after Hijrah. When? In the 2nd year after Hijrah. Yani in the same year, fasting was made obligatory upon the believers, upon the Muslims. In that very same year, the Sahaba fought the battle of Badr. अंदाजा समझ नहीं लाने हो ना हाँ so they left Madinatul Munawwara on 11th of Ramadan which date 11th of and how far was Badr Sharif 80 mil यानी from Batli to where कितना है उसी कितना 80 mile Leicester अंदाजा yes from here to Leicester just so that it's in your mind from here Batli yes, good old Batli to Leicester. Not by car, not by coach, not by train, not by plane. Walking. How many Sahaba were there? 305. They only had 70 horses between them. 70 camels between them. Al-Batta riwayat mein hai, they only had 1 horse. Put this into perspective. Yes. How many sacrifices they made for you and me. and the difficulties and hardships that they went through and they endured, just so that you and me today can breathe the air that we breathe. Just so that you and me today can practice the religion that we have Islam today because of the sacrifices of those companions at Badr Sharif. If you don't take anything from this bayan, take this jumla that I've just said. We have Islam today because of the sacrifices, the qurbaniya of the Ashab Badr. Andaza lao. 305 Sahaba Ikram, 70 camels, 1 horse between them, and they only had 8 swords. 8 talwaran. Banda yaqeen, beyond comprehension. When we look at the superpowers of today and how much military prowess they have. Ajkal nuclear kya hai uski, atom bomb. Any country that has the atom bomb, nuclear bomb, that country is feared. And this is one of the reasons why Pakistan, but aja hamla nahi kita ne. Aur fir khof honda na. Itha sahaba lao ji. Or Sahaba didn't hesitate. I've just told you, just explained to you. Ya Rasulullah, we are ready. Our commitment is to your cause. Whatever, whoever are your enemies, they are our enemies as well. Ansar had every right to do inkar. Had every right to do inkar, but no. Jela banda saath dena, fir pura saath dena na. Allahu Akbar. 305, 8 swords between them, 70 camels, 1 horse. And they're walking towards the plains of Badr. Again, many details can be mentioned here. Waqt vi bahut thoda 20 minute rehne. Many details can be mentioned. When they arrived at Badr Sharif, yes, just before that, from amongst those who gathered to put themselves forward for the Muslims' army, for the army of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was one individual by the name of Umar ibn Abi Waqqas. Kya naam tha? Bolo na. Thakke bhi ho. Kya ho gaya? Umar ibn Abi Waqqas is who? He is the younger brother of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. And Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas is who? He is from one of the 10 Ashara Mubashara. Samjh na? Sayyidina Umar ibn Abi Waqqas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he was in his early teens. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam didn't want the women and the children to join the army on this particular occasion. So one by one Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told the children who had volunteered, who had come forward themselves to be a part of this army of the Muslims. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said to them and broke their hearts and said to them, you stay in Madinatul Munawwara. Sayyidina Umar ibn Abi Waqqas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, when he heard the command of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he began to cry. He was keen on fighting. He was keen on participating in this battle. And he refused to listen to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not because out of gustakhi ma'ad, no. Because of his spirit for Islam. Because of his yearning to protect Islam. When Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saw this passion and this courage within Sayyidina Umar ibn Abi Waqqas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Sayyidina Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave him permission to travel. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave him permission to travel. And his elder brother, what was his name? Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. Sayyidina Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, he placed his sword around the neck of his younger brother. A sign of acceptance. This Umar ibn Abi Waqqas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he is one of the 14 Sahaba who gave their lives at the Battle of Badr. Meaning this young Sahabi who is in his early teens, he became shaheed at this battle. Yes, how old are you, young man? 14. Yes. Sayyidina Umar ibn Abi Waqqas was 13, 14 years old. Same age as you. Yes. Same age as you. He fought against the enemies of Islam. And not only did he fight against them, he fell to his martyrdom as well in that battle. He is one of the 14 who gave their lives at the Battle of Badr. They are the Shuhadai Badr. And when you go to Badr Sharif, Haji Sahab dekhe ho si? When you see the names, the Asma'i Shuhadai Badr, who is number 1 on that list? Sayyidina Umar ibn Abi Waqqas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Andaza lao. This is the passion that the young Sahaba had in the time of the Prophet ﷺ. And fast forward 1400 years, look at our youngsters today, that we don't know the basics regarding the life of the Prophet ﷺ. And you might say, Imam sir, talk nahi rehne ho, bas ji, putting us down. No, I'm not putting you down. Main do banna, abba ji aane hone se do na banno, ded banno. Putar mein ded banna, please. I encourage you, go back and study the life of the Prophet ﷺ. Buy books of seerah, sit with ulama, tell your ulama to teach you about the life of the Prophet ﷺ. We will only rise again as an ummah today. We will only rise again as an ummah when we put into our youngsters the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And how does this love come? Let me reiterate the point for those who are walking in now. How do we instill that love into the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? It's by way of knowledge. Knowledge. To know him is to love him. And if you claim to love him, then you need to know him. This is the message of today's bayan. Yes? 14 Sahaba gave their lives at the Battle of Badr. Tell me, are you and me willing to make the same sacrifices for our religion? Reality is we struggle to wake up for Fajr in the morning. Reality is that we don't even honor and respect our parents. Reality is we don't even give time to the masjid. We don't give time to our families. Reality is that each and every person is worried and concerned about themselves today. Islam is number 2, number 3, number 4 on our priority list. What comes first? Acha kaam, mal, daulat, nice house, acha libas. If you ask our youngsters today, brother, what's number 1 on your priority list? And he will say, Imam Sahib, a good job. What's number 2? Imam Sahib, making sure that I have a 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom house. What's number 3? Imam Sahib, making sure that I drive a BMW 5 Series. Or AMG Mercedes. Or Mareja Istrikana Toyota Auris. Imam Sahib, this is my priority. Imam Sahib, this is my priority. When you ask our youngsters today, where is Islam, where is Deen on your priority list? कदा कदा अपने बच्चों को पूछा करो ना, जिन्हें कि आज ऐसा डॉक्टर बनाने आते हैं, सॉलिसिटर बनाने आ, अच्छा काम है, बनाओ सॉलिसिटर, बनाओ डॉक्टर, लेकिन दीन तरफ कोई ना कोई तवज्जो नहीं चाहिए ना। हर रोज दुआ मांगने, रब्बना आतिना फिद दुनिया हसनतम व फिल आखिरती हसनतम व क़िना। दुनिया त आखिरत तो ऐसा आजकल बस जी दुनिया दुनिया दुनिया, लालच लालच लालच, जमा व मालम व अद्ददा, किस तरफ ऐसा जा रहा। और ये भी एक में नाल नाल गल में ठोकी हो रहा, ये आजकल जो स्मार्टफोन है ना हाजी साहब, ये जो स्मार्टफोन है, these smartphones are worse than A-class drugs in some cases. These smartphones, these tablets, the internet today has polluted the minds of our youngsters, brainwashed them to such an extent that they don't know what's right and wrong anymore. Look at what they're going to be teaching in the schools. Already have started teaching in the schools. LGBT, yes, lesbian, gays, bisexuals, transsexuals, whatever it may be. Or sirf in a mission kya hai? To take our youngsters away from the religion. To take our youngsters away from the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this, that the Muslims will be vast in number towards the ends of time. 1.6, 1.7 billion Muslims today. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the Muslims will not be feared. Despite having a large number, they will not be feared. Tell me, who fears the Muslims today? Look at Palestine, look at Syria, look at Yemen, look at Indian occupied Kashmir, look at Burma, look at what's happening in China. Atrocities wherever you look across the Muslim world. Nobody fears the Muslims anymore. Sahaba said, Ya Rasulullah, they'll be vast in number. Muslims will be vast in number. They will have quantity. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, yes, they will have quantity, but they won't have quality. They will have quantity, but they won't have quality. What lesson do we learn from the Battle of Badr? That Islam is not about quantity, Islam is about quality. That 305 fought against an army of 1,000. Those who were vast and more superior in number, those who had better military armor and equipment, those who were well equipped and they were more proficient than the Muslims, those who had more military intellect than the Sahaba and the Muslims, they were defeated at Badr. Why? Because Allah doesn't look at numbers. Allah doesn't look at quantity. Allah looks at quality. Allah looks at quality. How much iman do you have in your heart? How much tawakkul and reliance and trust do you have in Allah Almighty? And one of the key lessons we learned from the Battle of Badr is that the Sahaba had tawakkul ala Allah. They had trust in Allah Almighty. They had reliance in Allah Almighty. Today our trust is in mal and daulat. Today we rely and fear the enemies of Islam. Today we have no trust in Allah. Make aam baat karna ba. That's why the Muslims are suffering today. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said there's two reasons. Hubbu dunya wa karahiyatul maut. There are two reasons why the Muslims will suffer towards the end of time. The times that we are living in today. Abu Dawud Sharif ki riwayat, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, the first reason is that in the hearts of the believers will be the love of the dunya. In the hearts of the Muslims will be love of the dunya. The iye lalach hai aajkal. Dunya, 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 dunya kamao, dunya kamao. What about our akhirat? Turiduna arad dunya, wallahu yuridul akhirah. Allah Almighty says in the Quran that you desire the dunya. You desire the dunya. But reality is what? Allah desires for you the akhirah. Wal akhiratu khayrun wa abqa. And the akhirah is better, it is everlasting. The dunya is temporary. The dunya is temporary. This is why the time that you have on this earth, forge your legacy. Three words here. Forge your legacy. And Andaza Lauji, Ashab Badr went and fought in that battle. They fulfilled the command of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Haven't they forged their legacy? That we're sat here now, 1438 years after the Battle of Badr. I know it's the year 1440 before some smart Alex says, Imam Sahib doesn't know what year it is. But obviously, the Battle of Badr took place in the second year after Hijrah. I've already said this. Yes? So 1438 years ago, the Battle of Badr took place. And we're sat here now in Bali, in this blessed month of Ramadan, with the time of iftar imminently upon us. And we are remembering their legacy, we are remembering their sacrifices. Is tarike na zindagi gazaro. Is tarike na zindagi gazaro. That you leave this dunya and people will still remember you. You leave this dunya and your children will remember you. You leave this dunya and you've left a positive change on your society, on your community. Unfortunately, as Muslims today, rather than making a positive change, we are contributing to the negative spiral within our communities and society. Drug dealers, dekho, Muslims at the forefront. Insurance fraud, dekho ji, Muslims at the forefront. Prison population amongst the ethnic minorities in this country, Muslims at the forefront. Har putha kam, Muslims at the forefront. As kis taraf ja rahi hai yaar? तो ये सिर्फ एक बयान नाल ते नहीं सारा कुछ हल होंदा. मेहनत करनी पैसी. मन जद्दा वाजदा. मेहनत करो, मेहनत करो, मेहनत करो. Every day is a day for you to forge your legacy. Ask yourselves, what am I doing for my children? What am I doing for my religion? What am I doing for my akhirat? आजकल सिर्फ उलमा खनेन, आरिफीन, नफ्सी नफ्सी का आलम बेशक क़यामत ने दिन परोसी, लेकिन इसी दुनिया में नफ्सी नफ्सी का आलम है. ये गल नाजी साहब, इसी दुनिया में नफ्सी नफ्सी का आलम है. Me, myself and I. ऐसा किस तरफ जा रहे हैं? We need to wake up. We need to wake up. Last couple of points. When the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam and the Sahaba ikram reached the plains of Badr, Nabi Sallallahu Wasallam the night before inspected the ground. Uway riwayat hai, hadith number 1779, Sahih Muslim Sharif. And the night before the battle, Ajkal Nabi Sallallahu Wasallam doesn't know this. Ma'adallah, Nabi Sallallahu Wasallam doesn't know that. He didn't know what was behind the door. The night before the battle, matana mere samne, the Arabic text. The night before the battle, Nabi Sallallahu Wasallam inspected the battlefield and he said, Hada masra'u fulanin. that this is where such and such a person will be. Such and such a person will die. This is where his body will be. هذا مسرع فلان. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam placed his hand upon the earth. وَيَضَعُ يَدَهُ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَا هُنَا وَهَا هُنَا. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam placed his hand on the earth and said that this is where such a kafir will be. This is where such a kafir will be. This is where such a kafir will be. This is the night before the battle. And this is Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam telling the Sahaba who from amongst the disbelievers would die. And where they would die. And where their body would be. Are aqeede ka nukta. If Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam knows when and who and where from amongst the disbelievers will die, then no doubt today he knows where and when and who from amongst the believers will die as well. Allah has given him this knowledge. وَعَلَّمَكَ مَا لَمْ تَكُنْ تَعْلَمْ وَكَانَ فَضْلُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكَ عَزِيمًا. And Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he says, Uwe kitab hai, Sahih Muslim Sharif ki riwayat, hadith number 2873, Sayyidina Umar Farooq says, the night before the battle, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us that such a person will be here, such a person will be here, such a person will be here. Then what happened? After the battle, when we inspected the plains of Badr, we found that the words of the Prophet ﷺ were truthful. Sadaqta ya Rasulullah. You have spoken the truth, O Messenger of Allah. Sayyidina Umar Farooq is saying, we found those kuffar. Abu Jahl died in that battle. Umayyah bin Khalaf, the master of Sayyidina Bilal Habshi, he was killed in that battle. Utbah, Shayba, many of the leaders of the Quraysh and many of the leaders of the kuffar Quraysh, they were killed in that battle. Sayyidina Umar goes, we found that the Prophet ﷺ told us the night before, whatever he told us, that was the truth. That was the truth. And then what happened? The day after the battle, fast forwarding a little bit, the day after the battle, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam ordered for the kuffar in Makkah to be thrown into the pit of Badr. How many of them died? 70 in total. 70 of them were imprisoned. 70 kuffar were killed at the battle of Badr. All their hopes and their umeed crushed. And how were they crushed? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam spent the night of Badr in ibadat. We hear this from our ulama karam. Puri raat Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam making dua to Allah Almighty. Ya Allah, if you do not help and assist the Muslims, if you do not help and assist my companions, then Islam will not remain anymore. Puri raat is trikinal ibadat. Puri raat ibadat. Puri raat is trikinal dua. Asane ji bas is vela uthi jata sara kuch ho jasi. Nahi. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is teaching you and me. He is teaching you and me. Rahmatan lil alamin huzur jane jana. He is teaching you and me that if you want something to transpire, and if you want to be successful at something, then place your trust and your reliance in Allah Almighty Jalla wa Ala. This is the Prophet of Allah. If he wanted, he could have turned the mountains into gold. No doubt the angels were shading him from the hot scorching heat of the Arabian desert. Wherever he went, clouds were always shading him. Wherever he went, wings of the angels were always shading him. This is that Lajpal Nabi Karim Rasul, that he would point to ishara towards the moon would split into two. But still, he spends the whole night in ibadat. He spends the whole night in ibadat. He spends the whole night making dua to Allah. That, oh Allah, if you do not help and assist the Muslims, if you do not help and assist my companions, Islam will not remain anymore. And up until the day of judgment, no one will take your name. وَلَقَدْ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ بِبَدْرٍ وَأَنْتُمْ أَذِلَّةٌ. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala mentions this in the Quran. The ayat that I recited at the beginning, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala says, this ayat, let me give you the reference. Surah Ali Imran, Surah number 3, verse number 123. Surah 3, verse 123. And Allah helped you at Badr. Allah helped you. وَلَقَدْ نَصَرَكُمُ اللَّهُ بِبَدْرٍ. Allah helped you at Badr when you were a contemptible little force. Then fear Allah. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. Fear Allah so that perhaps you may become grateful. Fear Allah. And how did Allah help the Sahaba? Allah sent down a bara'at, a jama'at of 5,000 angels to help and assist the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. कितने फरिश्ते? उनते बोलो कितने फरिश्ते? 5,000. पता लगना मैं कल्ला ही लग गया आज. खैर हो गया. बुझ नहीं होना, समझ नहीं होना. अल्लाह सलामत रखन. 5,000 angels came down from the heavens on that day. Jibreel alayhi salam came down on that day. Mikail alayhi salam came down on that day. Both of them wearing black imama sharifs. And Sahaba Ikram said that we saw that the heads of the enemies, they were being removed from their shoulders, but nobody was next to them. So we asked Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, majra kya hai? No one's next to the enemies, their heads are being removed from their shoulders. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told the Sahaba, don't worry, Allah has sent down the angels to help us. When you put your trust in Allah, then Allah will not abandon you. Allah will not forsake you. Allah will not leave you. But what is the condition? Trust, yaqeen, tawakkul. Ajkal asana yaqeen pira vich hai na. Ajkal asana yaqeen malo daulat vich hai na. Ajkal asana yaqeen flane cheez vich hai, flane cheez vich hai. No. Yaqeen sirf aur sirf Allah vich hona chahiye. Yaqeen sirf aur sirf Allah vich hona chahiye. Meri gal samjh rahe ho na? This is why Imam Jalaluddin As-Suyuti writes in his Al-Itqan fi Ulum al-Quran. Yaqeen itna wazan hai. Yaqeen means what? Trust. Place your trust in Allah. And such is the importance of trust. Such is the importance of trust. That Imam Suyuti writes in his Al-Itqan fi Ulum al-Quran. That if a mu'min, a believer, recites one verse of the Quran with yaqeen, then the power of that one verse, that tilawat of one verse, will shatter a mountain into pieces. इतना वजन है यकीन विच लेकिन मैं बाय ना आजकल असना यकीन और चीज़ां विच है ना लोकां विच है ना फलाने विच है ना क्यों लोग कुछ नहीं करी सकने सिर्फ और सिर्फ अल्लाह विच यकीन होना चाहिए मेरी गल समझने ए दो वाकियात पर गल समेटने हाँ अल्लाह अकबर केरी गल छेरा हजरत सवाद अल अंसारी रदी अल्लाह ताला अन्हु हजरत Sawad with a sin, Swadni, Sawad al Ansari radiyallahu. Durustanan tajweed. Ina badi nukte kaddo. Hazrat Sawad al Ansari radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Sahabi Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ansari sahabi. On the day of the battle, tawajjah sunne aakhri 2-3 minute. Ijazat hai na? Ji? हाँ आखिरी 2-3 मिनट आखिरी 2 वाकियात पे गल समेटने हजरत जी Sawad al-Ansari radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. I'm going to have to move this now. And I'm going to illustrate and demonstrate to you exactly what happened. ठीक है? On the day of the battle, which day was it? Which day was it? Friday. What date was it? 17th. Which month was it? Ramadan. Which year was it? Where was Badr? 80 miles from Medina Sharif. How many Sahaba? 305. How many Kuffar Makkah? 1,000. How many swords did the Sahaba have? 8. How many camels did they have? 70. How many horses did they have? And did you know this at the beginning? Me hush kari ho raha na. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sahaba were anxious, ready to fight against the enemy, doing the dhikrullah. Yes? Remembering Allah Almighty Jalla wa Ala. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam with their blessed Asar Mubarak. Kya? Asar samjhe na? Staff. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam with his Asar Mubarak began to walk through the lines of the battle, the lines of the Sahaba. And forming the battle lines. That was what I was supposed to say. Forming the battle lines. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was straightening the Sahaba Ikram and telling them, Istri canal control. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam comes to the Sahabi. What was his name? Ji. Sawad al-Ansari. Seen ke saath. Sawad al-Ansari radiyallahu ta'ala. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam come to Hazrat Sawad al-Ansari radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam tell Hazrat Sawad al-Ansari that, oh Sawad, stand straight. And then Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they poke him in the stomach. शायद वाकया सुनिया उससी ईमान ताज़ा करने के लिए दोबारा पेश करने या हाँ Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam poked him in the stomach and said to him, stand straight, O Sawad. There and then Hazrat Sawad al-Ansari radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he had a spear in his hand. He placed the spear on the ground and he said, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Habiballah, you have hurt me. This is just before the battle. Ya Rasulullah, Ya Habiballah, you've hurt me. And I want badla. I want recompense. Sahaba karam, all of them that were there, sare is tariqe naal haran hoye gaye. Sare takne Hazrat Sawad al-Ansari ki. What is Sawad al-Ansari saying? We're just about to face the enemy, the first major battle in the history of Islam, and he's talking about recompense and badla. But he's asking who? Rahmatan lil alameen. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam didn't say to him, Hamosh, be quiet. No. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam placed the Asar Mubarak down and they said to him, come, take your badla. Just before the battle. This is what you call justice. No other military commander would have done this. Napoleon and all these military commanders that we learn about in school in our history lessons, nobody would have done this. What Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, come, take your badla. Hazrat Sawad al-Ansari said, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Habiballah, I wasn't wearing my kameez. Kameez ka matlab shirt. Take your kameez off, Ya Rasulullah. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam obliges. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam takes off his blessed kameez. Ye Sirat ibn Hisham ka waqia hai. Other books of Seerah as well. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam take off their kameez Mubarak. And when Sayyidina Sawad al-Ansari radiyallahu ta'ala anhu sees the blessed flesh of the noble stomach of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there and then he runs towards Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when he gets to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he begins to embrace the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then he begins to kiss the blessed stomach of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Iski aane muhabbat Rasul. The kitani likhiya the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam did mana of his sahabi. Alama साहब भी बैठे हैं तस्दीक कर ही सक रहे हैं मैं हवाला भी पेश किया सीरत इब्न हिशाम आजकल आने जी बहुत ज्यादा तो सब मोहब्बत करने हो मुबालगत करने हो ये करने हो वो करने हो tell me are you going to put your fatwa shirk on Hazrat Sawad al-Ansari are you going to put your fatwa bid'at on Sayyidina Sawad al-Ansari Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam allowed him to quench his thirst ponder upon the words Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam allowed him to quench his thirst. Then after he kissed the blessed stomach of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and he quenched his thirst. Muhabbat Rasul hai na. Muhabbat Rasul doesn't have a bab. Muhabbat Rasul doesn't have any ibtida or intiha. There is unlimited love from the Sahaba towards the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Unlimited love. Unconditional love. When he came back into his place, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam just asked him, Mana nahi kita. Nor did he reprimand him. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam asked him that, oh Sawad, why did you do what it is that you did? Even though Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam knew, but he wanted the answer to be written in the pages of history. So when you and me do bayan of these waqiyat, when you and me read these waqiyat, then our love for the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam increases as well. When Hazrat Sawad al-Ansari was asked this question, he answered and he said, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Habiballah, we are facing imminent death. Maut is in front of us, and I wanted my last action on this earth to be that my lips touch your blessed stomach, Ya Rasulullah. That my lips touch your blessed stomach, Ya Rasulullah. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, oh Sawad, is this the reason why you did what you did? Naam, Ya Rasulullah, this is the reason why I did what I did. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Basharat be upon you. The fires of Jahannam are now haram upon you. The fires of Jahannam are now haram upon you. ये है मोहब्बत रसूल और मेरी आखिरी गल आखिरी वाकया मोहब्बत रसूल इसी तरीके नाल गल समेटने आ हजरत अबू बकर सिद्दीक रदियल्लाहु ताला anhu who was responsible and was placed in charge of defending the tent the hema of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam his son Abdul Rahman was on the other side his son क्या नाम था Abdul Rahman his son was on the side of the enemies of Islam. Afterwards he accepted Islam. He came to his father and he said to his father that Abu Jan, मैं अपने अल्फाज में बयान करना, Abu Jan, I had many opportunities at the battle of Badr to take my talwar and to strike your head and remove your head from your shoulders. I didn't do so. Why? Because you are my father, I am your son. मैं लिहाज किया. Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, when they heard this, Afdalul Bashar Ba'dal Anbiya, Yare Ghar, Yare Mazar, ऐवे नहीं बंदा होंदा. ठीक है ये जो एक जवाब मिला ना फिर बंदा पता लगना ना why he is yare ghar why he is yare mazar when his own son said to his own son said this to him he said to his son that beta oh beta if you had come in front of me even once at the battle of Badr I would not have hesitated I would have taken my sword and removed your head from your shoulders. Why? इश्क वाला सौदा हो गया ना मोहब्बत वाला सौदा हो गया ना तो जिथे इश्क और मोहब्बत रसूल है ना, उथे माल की भी कुर्बानी की जरूरत है, जान की भी कुर्बानी की जरूरत है, और औलाद की कुर्बानी भी नहीं जरूरत होती है ना। फिर यू डोंट बिकम अबू बकर सिद्दीक अफ्तलुल बशर बादल अंबिया, वैसे तो नहीं बंदा बनना। Allahu Akbar. Allah Almighty granted the Muslims victory. And this is in a nutshell what happened at the battle of Badr. Yes. Sayyidina Ali Murtaza was there. Sayyidina Amin Hamza was there. Asadullah wa Asadur Rasul. मैं अपनी गल इस पर समेटना, Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala allow us to instill the true love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam into our lives. If you've learned at least one new thing, put your hands up. Mere waste nahi. If you've learned at least one new thing, जिन्ना नहीं किता तुसा नहीं अपनी मर्जी, ठीक है ना, अपनी मर्जी। क्यों असा तिस्सा तुसा किता नहीं खुश करना, असा खुदा की खुश करना। अल्लाह तबारक व तआला bless each and every one of you. I know आज ख़त्म शरीफ भी है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, और बाकायदा इस तरीके ना मौलाना आफ्ताब मैं ही दुआ मंगसा, मेरी दुआवां ही लंबी होनी जनाब। अच्छा, اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا وشفينا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا غفور يا عزيز يا جبار يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. एक बारी सूरतुल फातिहा शरीफ, तीन बारी सूरतुल इखलास शरीफ, for the Isal Thawab of the 14 Shuhada Badr who gave their lives in order to defend Islam and the honor of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin arrahmanir rahim maliki yawmid din iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in ihdinas siratal mustaqim siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Qul huwallahu Allahu samad lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Qul huwallahu Allahu samad lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu. Qul huwallahu Allahu samad lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu. ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, accept this mahfil of majlis in your bargah. Whatever we have mentioned, Ya Allah, accept it in your bargah. Make it a means of our najat and bakshish in the akhirah. Forgive us for our kabair and sagair gunas. What we have recited, let the reward be conveyed first and foremost to the bargah of Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Ya Allah, then through the wasila and vast of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, let the reward be conveyed to the bargah of the Shuhada Badr and all the Sahaba who made qurbaniya for Deen Islam. Ya Allah, allow us to make similar sacrifices for our religion. Allow us to also follow in the Naqsh Qadam of the Sahaba Ikram. Allow us, Ya Allah, to make sacrifices for our deen. Ya Allah, we ask of you that instill the true love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam into our hearts. Ya Allah, we ask of you that you forgive us for our kabair and sagair gunas. Iftar ka waqt qareeb hai. Ya Allah, we ask of you that you forgive us for our minor and major sins. Ya Allah, we ask of you, keep us firm upon the sirat mustaqim. Gunaho ki aadat chura mere Mawla, hame नेक इंसान बना मेरे मौला. वसल्लल्लाहु ताला अला हबीबी मुहम्मद व आलिहि व सहबिहि अजमईन. जज़ाकुमुल्लाह खैर व अहसनल जज़ा. नाराज नहीं होना. अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाह.